We are back. Kate McKinnon is here. You have a wonderful illustrator.
Amazing illustrator, Alfredo Caceres. Mwah. Beautiful, exquisite artist. A beautiful, exquisite artist who did. I saw this art and I was like, it was like nothing I'd ever seen before.
When you did that, was he like, I'm working?
He was like, why?
Please get out of my studio.
Are you good? You're good.
Yeah. But you did. Is it true that you did some of the early drawings? Like, did you?
I did. Well, I had ideas for all these creatures and things that have been in my head for many years, and so I did little doodles, and then he made them into these beautiful.
All right, you had some. These. I want to show some of these. So this is a real life creature.
Yes, that is maybe you've heard of it. It's called a water piglet or a tardigrade. Did you know? And so that inspired this. This worm, the girls in the town are fighting this giant homicidal worm called a Kerguelen. Anyway, so the inspiration is this thing called a tardigrade, which, I don't know if you know this, they can live forever, basically, in a state of deadness. They sent these things to space.
Really?
They survived deep space.
Really?
Yeah. When they're dormant, they can survive deep space, but when they're not, they live for 2 months.
I'm going to use that, by the way. When our dog dies, I'm going to tell the kids, like, good news, she's going to live forever while she's dead. Where were you finding these? So this is a condor.
I'm just a love, it's a California condor, endangered. I'm just a love of animals that look like freaky-deaky things. So that inspired a bird called the pastrami bird that you can use to clear out a room because it smells like pastrami. Now these California condors, actually, I have to say, they one of them managed to mate by herself.
Really?
Yes, I can do bad all by myself, she said, and there she was. Yes.
Unbelievable.
So that's cool. Isn't that amazing? It's like I was trying to think of all these crazy creatures, and nature is amazing enough.
And then this is not a creature. This is that's a French horn.
But isn't that wild? Do you need all of that?
It does seem like the first time somebody brought this in,
yeah.
Everybody was like, oh boy, this one.
Is that one of Steve's?
Yeah. Oh, that's great. What are we going to call it? He's like, I thought maybe French horn. They're like, sure. But you used the French horn to design the horn flower. Tell us about the horn.
It's a horn flower, and it eats mac and cheese. So these are the creatures. But I've always been obsessed with nature and the bizarre magic that surrounds us. I love animal mating most of all.
Yeah, you seem to know, especially when just one animal can do it with themselves.
Yes, yes. Do you know about the deep sea anglerfish?
No.
Remember from Finding Nemo, this is not what's on that card.
No.
I'm just gonna... Remember Finding Nemo, the one in the deep sea that has the little light on the head with the big jaws? Okay, so that's the girl.
Okay.
And that's a fish like this big. The dude is this big and is born without a digestive system. And its only purpose in life is to find one of the girls, attach itself with its teeth, whereupon it dies and becomes part of her body and just lives there as a dangling sack of gonads for her to use whenever she needs stuff.
That's amazing. So, like, basically, like, that light is like the single bulb outside a seedy hotel?
She's like, come on. I'll take care of you.
You can't eat. You got no digestive tract.
I'll feed you, baby. Don't worry about it.
Look, just hook on. And then I'm gonna take care of you. What do you think? I'm gonna use you as gonads? Come on. That's the craziest thing I've ever.
There's pictures of these girls. She's got like 3 or 4 danglers. Just like, hey, come on. Ooh, I need some stuff. Excuse me. Hey, Brian. You're up, buddy.
And then she just give him a little squeeze.
Yeah. I don't know how it works.
Do you think when you get a lot of like danglers, do you think you try to like go out socially a little bit more as like a way of like, things are going well? Right now, things are going very well.
Hinge was meant to be deleted. You know?
Yeah. Oh, now I can get to this. This is a cockroach.
Yeah.
But it's not any old cockroach.
Oh, this is a Madagascar hissing cockroach. If you've ever been to a zoo at the age of 8, maybe they've tried to put one on you.
Okay.
And maybe you said no. Anyway, you touch them and they hiss. That's why they're called hissing
cockroaches. Can you do the
cockroaches.
hiss?
Like that. You know, it's not that important.
No.
They're not singing Broadway or anything. Anyway, so I had some of these as pets.
What?
Yeah, I know. What?
How do you even get a Madagascar cockroach?
It was an experiment in high school. We had to design our own experiment, and I was like, I just want the roaches. So I designed an experiment with these cockroaches.
Was it to try to teach them to sing Broadway, and that's how you're so confident? That's how you know they can't?
They couldn't do it. They were like, no, rock and roll. Broadway.
So what was your experiment?
Oh, it was about whether they could hiss in response to other types of stimuli. No, I knew that wasn't possible. I just wanted the roaches.
But why did you want the roaches? Do you like a New York City roach?
Just to chill, honestly. No, I don't like regular American cockroaches, but these ones are special. These ones are gorgeous. It's a big, gorgeous cockroach.
Okay.
So I used to like do my homework, and I used to sit with them, just like have them on my hand and be like, Kara, how was your day? That's so funny, Kara. And that's why I wrote this book, because sometimes young people need help. They need to know that they're not alone and that there are other people like them. And so that's why I wrote this book.
Well, it's a beautiful book. And young people do need that. I love you very much. Thank you for being here. Kate McKinnon, everybody. The Millicent School of Etiquette for Young Ladies and Mad Science.